It's happening not just here in the States, it's happening all over the world. People just aren't going to work, or they're going to work and then they're quitting. And they I understand it. It's a little bit of PTSD in so many people's lives to be out there during this COVID-19 as it continues to swelter this nation and this planet. We've got to get back to work. We've got to be able to reach forward because the generations that are up there are waiting for us. And what are we going to bring to them? Unplugged, because we will always say yes to creativity. Totally uncut, because we all make mistakes. So turn it into a tool. This is Arroe Unplugged. How often do you let the atmosphere of the outside control everything that's moving inside your mind, body, and soul? Whatever the weather is out there, it's also creating storms inside here. How often do you allow that to happen? Misty skies greeted my writing day today. The damp yellow leaves act like shields to the forest, so they have been protected by the elegance of fall as it plays out inside a creative mind in so many different ways, especially when it comes to limited lighting. Soon, we're going to let time slide by, and in those hours, we're going to have fewer moments with lots of light inside this writing space. And being aware of these yellow leaves is an important part of protecting what makes you creative. See, the thing is that art doesn't just arrive from sadness, anger, and guilt. It can be a place of spirit, a joy-filled smile, or a warm expression. But the thing is that we have to think about the yellow leaves and how they are protecting the heart and mind of the force that lives outside our mind, body, and soul. Don't just relinquish your ability to the silent weaknesses. Know of them by knowing yourself, realizing the curves in your moods while respecting the reasons why you have so many seasons. Locate the yellow leaves. Hey, it's Arroe. This is The Daily Mess, a chronological walk through an everyday world. I'm a daily writer. The goal is to live in the presence of now, to allow everything that is now to have its own personal place of strength. Because the only way we're going to get into tomorrow is to make sure that we got today right. As for what happened yesterday, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's already been lived out. Your present place in the now, documenting the breadcrumbs. This is The Daily Mess. The passage, the opening, the bricked walls, and the stalled or stagnated waters. We're surrounded by it every single day. Sometimes it's self-created. Other times it's people just getting in the way. The search for flow as well as flaw, knowing of your own weaknesses, is actually a personal strength. Being prepared requires the ability to execute. But if you can't, the next step is usually guilt-tripping, the ambition. That in itself can take days or months to heal from. There are so many things that I still refuse to try again because I know of the path and I know what happened on that path, and I'm unwilling to go back in there to lose again and again and again. But the thing is that makes me look like I'm a quitter. An NFL quarterback is rarely a great basketball player. Although both sports are all about holding onto that ball and getting rid of that ball, the end result is knowing your personal path and what is keeping you from the capability of visibility. The passage is always present. No day passes without brick walls. Getting through them is how I prepared for yesterday. Something is in your way. It's not a difficult question to answer unless you're willing to say, I can't go any farther. Everything that has been a part of the journey that I'm on has a source or an origin. And in order to respect that, I've got to have continued growth on this side. In other words, I have to look forward to the future, knowing where I've been. I don't live in the past. I live in the present. I work with the present so that tomorrow can be a new open door. A good example of that would be how the radio career has changed so much in my 42 years. I remember I was that punk little kid in Billings, Montana at a country music radio station. I didn't even listen to country music, but I knew that I needed to play country music because somewhere along the line I was probably going to get my butt canned and I would have to be at another country station somewhere in the future because that was the only job that was open. But the business of radio has changed so much in these 42 years, and how we are streaming these days versus picking things up inside of our cars. It's all different, but learning how to grow with the process is no different than your own process in your personal life. How you can come up with an idea and then feed that idea to grow forward. Now, sure, I admitted that there are certain things that I have not tried again and again because of a fear of failure. But the thing is, though, it's still there. The energy is still there. And I live off that energy to come up with other things that I can do. I love it when people say, you're everywhere. I love hearing that. And the reason why is because, yes, that's what I look forward to doing every day, to be everywhere. Why? To reach people, to be with people, to understand people. And you know what? You're one of them. And I'm so grateful for your presence, which is why I ask you, what are you doing to get through the passage, the opening, the bricked walls, and stalled or stagnated waters, the search for flow as well as flaw? I only hold one needle in this haystack. I only have one rule that I play by. I have to write. Writing is where I locate the answers, the doorways, the windows. Writing. It's a discipline that opens your soul to a world that nobody else knows about until you unlock the door. I'm Arroe, and that's the Daily Mess.